Good evening, this is All India Radio Kohima and I'm Nabin Pradhan with the evening news. The headlines. Centre declares Nagaland as disturbed area under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act for a further period of 6 months. President Ramnath Kovind says Digital India initiative should continue to strive towards reducing the digital divide. Nagaland's COVID-19 active cases drops to 218 and Centre extends temporary suspension of flights to and from the United Kingdom till 7th of January 2021. The details. The Centre today declared Nagaland as disturbed area under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act for a further period of 6 months. The Home Ministry said in a notification that the central government is of the opinion that the area comprising the whole of Nagaland is in such a disturbed and dangerous condition that the use of armed forces in aid of the civil power is necessary. The Home Ministry said, in exercise of the powers conferred by Section 3 of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958, number 28 of 1958, the central government has declared the whole of the state to be a disturbed area for a period of 6 months with effect from 30th December 2020 for the purpose of the said act. The centre on June 30 this year had declared Nagaland as disturbed area for a period of 6 months. President Ramnath Kovind today said the Digital India initiative of the government should continue to strive towards reducing the digital divide. He said a large segment of the population is still not able to derive the benefits of digital services. Kovind said the number of such people needs to be minimized by extending digital access to them through effective innovations. He, however, said India utilized the corona pandemic crisis as an opportunity to march ahead in various arenas. Conferring the Digital India Awards 2020 through video conferencing, Kovind said it was possible only because the digital infrastructure has been strengthened in recent years. He said this pandemic has changed the world in terms of social relations, economic activities, healthcare, education, and several other aspects of life. Saying technological advances are often termed as disruptions, the President highlighted how in this year they helped overcome the big disruption to a great extent. Kovind said digital inclusion has touched our lives in most simple ways. Kovind said technologically and ICT-driven innovative solutions must be leveraged to aid economic inclusiveness and social transformation even in the remotest corners of the country. The President also called for exploring innovative solutions for the functioning of government offices in paperless and contactless mode for security and benefit of every citizen. Hailing the role of digital warriors, the President said they helped the country overcome challenges posed by the pandemic. Nagaland's COVID-19 active cases continue to decline with minimal fresh cases being reported in the past few days. With 29 recoveries today, active COVID-19 cases in the state has further dropped down to 218. Of the recovered persons, 16 were recorded from Dimapur, 5 each from Kohima and Peran, and 3 in Mon. On the other hand, 4 new positive cases have also been detected today, which include 3 from Dimapur and 1 from Mokokchung. The total confirmed COVID-19 cases in the state has increased to 11,921, while 11,493 infected people have recovered from the infection. The recovery rate has also improved to 96.41%. A total of 20 persons in India have been found with the mutant variant of SARS-CoV-2 virus reported from UK. Health Ministry said 107 samples were tested in the 10 labs to detect the virus. Government has constituted the Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genomics Consortium comprising 10 labs for genome sequencing. The ministry said the situation is under careful watch and regular advice is being provided to the states for enhanced surveillance, containment, testing and dispatch of samples to the Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genomics Consortium labs. The centre extended the temporary suspension of flights to and from the UK till 7th January 2021. Informing this today, Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said thereafter strictly regulated resumption will take place, for which details will be announced shortly. Earlier, all flights originating from the UK to India were suspended till 31st of this month. The Health Ministry has recommended to the Ministry of Civil Aviation the extension of the temporary suspension of flights originating from UK into India to be further extended till the 7th of January 2021. You are listening to the news from All India Radio, Kohima. The government has approved the export of the indigenous Akash missile system. The cabinet chaired by the Prime Minister today approved the export of Akash missile system, and a committee for faster approvals has been created. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has welcomed the move and said it will help India increase its revenue from defence export. Singh said under the Atmanirbhar Bharat, India is growing in its capabilities of manufacturing a wide variety of defence platforms and missiles. Singh said the Akash missile system is an important defence asset for the country with over 96% indigenization. Singh said the export version of Akash will be different from the system currently deployed with the Indian Armed Forces. Minister for Development of North-Eastern Region, Donor Dr. Jitendra Singh has informed that North-East's first ever specialized ginger processing plant at Ribhoi district in Meghalaya is being revived and is likely to become functional in the beginning of 2021. Dr. Singh today reviewed the functioning of the North-Eastern Regional Agricultural Marketing Corporation, NERAMAC, a PSU working under the aegis of the Ministry of Donor. Dr. Jitendra Singh said NERAMAC has now undertaken the responsibility of reviving it and initiated steps to operationalize the closed plant through PPP mode. Dr. Singh said the ginger products being prepared from this plant will not only be available for domestic consumption but will also have a wider demand. He said this will also be in keeping with Prime Minister Modi's calls for vocal for local. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has remembered Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on the 75th anniversary of tricolour hoisting at Port Blair. In a tweet today, the Prime Minister said, 30th December 1943 is a day etched in the memory of every Indian when the brave Netaji Subhash Bose hoisted the tricolour at Port Blair. Modi said to mark the 75th anniversary of this special day, he had gone to Port Blair and had the honour of hoisting the tricolour. He also shared some photographs of the event. Registrations have commenced for media delegates desirous of attending the 51st edition of the International Film Festival of India being held in Goa during January 16 to 24, 2021. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the 51st IFFI will be held in a hybrid fashion. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting in a press release said that the number of media persons being accredited for physically covering the festival in Goa will be much less than usual due to COVID-19 related protocols. Interested media persons who need to attend the festival in person may register themselves by browsing the site my.iffigoa.org/extranet/media/dot. Applicants should be above 21 years of age as on 1st January 2020 and should have professional experience of covering major international film festivals such as IFFI for a minimum of 3 years. Registrations will close by midnight of 10th of January 2021. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer and follow social distancing. And to end the news, a reminder of the headlines. Centre declares Nagaland as disturbed area under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act for a further period of 6 months. President Ramnath Kovind says Digital India initiative should continue to strive towards reducing the digital divide. Nagaland's COVID-19 active cases drops to 218. And Centre extends temporary suspension of flights to and from the United Kingdom till 7th of January 2021. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.